Marquis Saint, it's the morning motivation. Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom? Rise and shine. I watched that sun come up this morning time, and it was a transformation. Sometimes we get into our brains and it's riddled with all sorts of information that we want there, information we don't want there, and information that got transported there and we can't untransport it. I know you know what I mean. And that's why we're having the morning motivation, because I have the power. Poor people are like, what the fuck's going on this morning? You're rising and shining. It's the morning marijuana motivation time, baby. We ain't got time to be dilly-daddling. We only got one life, and I'm ready to live it. And this is why we're talking about transformation, and having this conversation in the morning. Leg out. Saints Addiction, I have the power. So, the morning motivation. Something's coming up with that joint. Damn. Rise and shine with me. So, my buddy came yesterday and offered me a place to stay, which was nice. And said to have real conversations instead of just watch TV. And both of us are getting older now, so you can see just the kind of path that we had chosen. Starting businesses, taking chances, having relationships, watching time go by. And it's just all part of the plan, man. It's all part of the transformation, man. We don't just arrive here as a complete product. There's no manual on humans. You don't just get to go, oh, this human's a stubborn one. You're going to have to repeat things to him. That's me. I couldn't see the forest through the trees. I distinctly remember being a kid trying to learn swimming. And we're all playing around, kicking. We're at the edge of the pool. Well, I was acting a fool. I remember distinctly, head underwater. I'm looking at all the kids' feet kicking, not really paying attention. When I came back up for air, everybody was gone. They went down for air, or down to hold their breath, and I went up for air, and I missed the complete instructions. I had totally not paid attention with my ADHD looking ass being all wild as a kid, and I fucking missed my calling. I missed the words. I missed the manual. And that's kind of what life's like, Without a manual and without a compass, you're supposed to find a purpose. And without purpose, we are wanderers. It's no wonder why a person can go into addictions. It's no wonder why people can repeat their patterns. And it's no wonder why we haven't transformed. I look kind of sophisticated, don't I, with this? And in this transformation, you are going to peel the old outer shell of you. Not one person is still in puberty. You go through puberty so you can go through sexuality, so you can grow through procreation, and then you can retire and die. I'm at the zenith of that. I got 2 weeks till my 45th birthday, and I've lived half of my life. And what I witnessed, a slow process, but something very more sped up to the butterfly effect, where we metamorphosize ourselves. We start off as a baby, and we need so much help. We can't wait to grow up so we can be powerful. Then as soon as we are powerful, we have no education. And then we go out and we seek that kind of education so we can seek some direction. And then we choose a path and we start to climb. And in that adventure, you find your metamorphosis. The reason why you were born, the reason why you are here on this planet, and probably the reason why you're listening to this message this morning. You're seeking, just like everybody else in these boxes, seeking a way. How do I keep a roof over my head? How do I stay at the top levels? How do I keep from being freezing in the construction weather? We're all in on it. Do you think that dude's reflecting up there? Or is he just doing his job? Is there a way for us to understand why our patterns are happening? Or is it just going to find out in death? And then when you accumulate it all, that's when you arrive the most. You get there and you say, oh my God, look at all these swords and shields and helmets that I've accumulated through my life. These are adventures that I went on. They can't be taken back. They're part of my journey. You might as well notch them on your knife. It's true. I drink water in the morning. I gulp it. Like a big gulp. Smoke, water, and talk. Let's go. Smoke on the water and fire in the sky. Fucking lyrics on shirts, man. It just started. We're hacking LinkedIn. We're getting email campaigns. We're doing all sorts of voice AI augmentation. It's happening. And now we're reaching out to people to sell it to them. And that's how it happened. You know, 1 foot became 1 year real quick. I'm like, fuck, it's our 1 year anniversary. Yay to us. It's like on my birthday. Or actually a little bit before. I met Miles, and next thing I know, he's eating pizza with me the day after my birthday, and we're starting an industry. We're building an empire, and it wouldn't have been if we didn't transform. I sat here talking with Aki and said that this is the lifestyle. He said, you are here. You are here. You are here in Finland. You've been here multiple times, like 8 motherfucking times. You are in this place, bro. You belong on this level. It's kind of like the movie Titanic. You know, Jack, you're like, what are you going to do, Jack? He's like, well, I'm on this boat with you fine people. It didn't matter what kind of lifestyle they came from. Anybody can die. Ask Astor. Nobody remembers Astor. Astor was like the fourth richest. Fourth richest man in the world at the time. Had a young bride and died, just like many other 3,000 souls. The story ends, but not everybody begins. Not everybody gets a chance to transform. They are moving every day, but like I said yesterday, my friends are fighting to keep it the same. They're fighting for the routine. They're fighting for their habits. Have you ever tried taking a cigarette from an adult? Watch a baby transform in front of you. Have you ever seen somebody hurt and they started drinking? Watch the change happen. You can't stop them from crying like a baby. There's a baby inside of us. You know, we don't want to act like it, but try taking a lollipop from a kid. We learn it early. What I want, take it from me. I shit my pants. We can't wait to cry and bitch and moan when we have a life. We have a life that we can develop, especially on this planet that allows us so many other freedoms. It's like you get to bring your brain to this game. All the ideas that I ever had are now more able than ever. Saints giving the app, feeding the homeless. Boom, we're building apps. A social media platform that can handle all 100 Instagrams and 100 Twitters. We're building that too. Reaching out to every convention and doing all their printing. Boom, baby, boom. I was just so shocked at it, you know, to sit here and look at the spaceship, you know, and observe perfection. You know, now that it's becoming springtime and warming up, this is the perfect place on the planet. Right now, it's about 4 degrees outside. You know what I mean? It's still cold, but it's transforming in front of me. Even the tulips are pushing through the ground. The little pieces of flowers that made it through the snow, that is you. That is you. That was the long winter, the hibernation, The struggle of whatever you went through, it's there for you. Let me grab my Roken vape. Gotta be token a Roken here. You know, we're smoking. And that's what it is, folks. It's a transformation from the old to the new, the old version of you. Now I got plenty of snacks. Got the Empire right here, ready to go. You know, grab the couple grams, little 3 grammers, press it 5 times, lights up blue. Smoke them if you got them. Mitch and Roken vapes, bam, for 15% off. I mean, Mitch and Saints Addiction on Roken Vapes website, and you'll get 15% off your whole order. I think it's even shipping. And that's where we are. We're in a world where we transformed into a version of ourselves in adulthood that we didn't think was possible. I never thought I would travel the world, bro. I didn't ever think I was gonna leave little Boulder City and especially get up in the morning and get on this patio and be on a swing, especially since last week I was homeless and then I got homeless again and all these things keep happening. Yeah, baby. Swing with me now. And that's the transformation, you know, from masturbation to procreation. From stillness, of course, he wants to call me during the show, you know, from sitting still and being stuck and not being in the moment. That's a lot of us, you know. Of course, he's trying to call at the same time. Bro, I knew he would. I called him, didn't answer. And then I'm in the middle of the morning motivation. He wants to blow me up. I said, decline, bitch. I said, decline. There you go. There you go. That's what ends up happening. We live in a world where they make us want to trap ourselves. There's other monkeys against us that are clever enough to, or devious enough to put those kind of products out there for us. We were talking about pornography and how we were kids finding it and how we used to split. He said he used to split it €5 each. It was 20 euros. It's a lot of money to get a porn mag, but you could go get a beer and a porn mag at the local store, and him and his boys would put in €5 each and then share it. And then when the magazine would come back around, the pages would be sticky and shit, right? Yes, we're all seeking it. You can act like you're fucking more sophisticated, but the only reason we're all going to work is that we can find a better mate. And the only reason you're doing all the beauty products is so you can find a better mate. And the only reason we're all trying to fucking mate up is so that we can have a better life. I'm looking at some hair on my shit. You know what I mean? That we can afford $300 a week to stay anywhere that we want to, or $12,000 for 5 days that I saw on some of the Airbnbs, rent the whole cabin by the lake. We're just trying to earn to be happy. And I'm over here like, just be happy. You know, be grateful. Work on the shit that you already got. Start counting your blessings instead of your stressings. It's a transformation. It really is a lot of mental push-ups in the brain. But I've trained at Saints Addiction to say to myself, turn negatives into positives, turn negatives into positives, turn negatives into positives. Find the blessing, find the blessing, find the blessing. You know, you are transforming. You are transforming. You are transforming. You have to pump yourself with mantras. You might have to repeat it 3 times. Hell, some of these people are doing OCDs where they're touching the fucking doorknob 17 times. You know, like if it's there to do the negative, it's there to do the positive. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get outworked by a crackhead. I'm sorry, not sorry, never sorry. You get what I'm saying? Like if he's got no excuses to find the motherfucking crack in the morning, then I got no excuses to find my motherfucking motivation. And this is how I feel. When I transformed, I'm not surprised that I am here. I am decently surprised, but I am more like, whoa, dude, you did it. Like here you are on your 45th birthday, and it took you damn near 2 decades. But who else would stay that competitive? Who else would stay that diligent and consistent? You know, to make it, to not stop till you make it happen. You know, make it happen, Captain is one of my shirt designs and one of my mottos, because it is up to me. I'm the master and commander of the ship. I'm the one that wanted to bring my consciousness to another continent, right? Magellan, right? Your boy, Captain Cook, right? Who else your boys been traveling? One of my favorites, Marco Polo, right? To see sights so I can tell stories is really what it's all about. I don't tell other people's stories. It's one of my things that my great aunt Marlene said to me, but she was like, you know, you're fucking cool. I was like, thanks, bro. But she was like, you don't have to tell someone else's story. I like that about you, Mark. You're telling your own stories, and that's what it is. You want to be the most interesting person in the room, you have to go through some interesting things. These transformations have to happen. We don't just arrive at it, we earn it. And there are a lot of people that are trying to maximize their like potential, right? They want to maximize their focus, and they might, take some lion's mane, and then they might want to maximize their lips, and so they inject it into them, or they want to maximize their butt, so they put plastic inside, or fat. I'm not quite sure. It's just a lot. It's a lot of pain, that we put ourselves under unnecessarily. We think that we're edging out the competition. There's a lot of that, creating that, especially between women. What did they call it? Competition anxiety. That they might lose their man to someone else, or they might lose their position in the corporation, or they won't be as pretty as the next girl, right? But the next girl ain't you, right? If you've transformed and you stop complaining, odds are you're going to earn a mate, right? And most of them aren't having babies because they don't want to lose their position in life. It's a fucking full trip, this fucking life, man. It's competitive. And like I told my homie Dominic, not everything's a competition. He was like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And maybe for him it is. But my competition is with me. The lazy version of me, the guy that didn't want to transform, the guy that wanted to quit, the guy that was like, called his friends, like, am I sure what I'm doing? You know what I mean? I remember calling my boy Matt Gallegos in the parking lot, and I'm like, I pushed it as far as I can. I ran out of energy and hope and money, and he was like, nah, bro, this is your path. You don't just get to hop off of your path. It belongs to you. It's destiny that calls us. It's up to us to answer the phone. And that's all I did. I just said, fuck it, man. Let's stop believing in fear. That little twinge, that was what I wanted to talk about this morning, was my buddy called it cringe. It's not a word I use very often, but you feel a little bit of cringe when my friend's kicking me out. I was like, I felt a cringe alert. When homeboy was being narcissistic down in Vegas, I felt the cringe alert, that my mom can turn against me. I felt that cringe alert. And maybe I should have put cringe alert, but this isn't for cringing. This is for transforming. This is like, I'm paying attention to me. When I see a train coming down the tracks, I'm going to say train and get off the tracks, right? There's a thing in us that says, okay, maybe we do need to get out of our own way. Maybe I need to stop being the top suspect in the murder mystery, right? Who smoked all my weed? I did. Right? And don't be complaining about your finances while you're smoking weed too, as my stepdad would like to point out. Or don't be surprised that my mother, who's what's going on here? Oh no, people are getting snapped on. Look at her, she just got him. I thought she was just a regular person. No, you're getting tagged up, bro. There's always something. There's always something, y'all. And that's what ends up happening. We end up having to fucking battle against other people, It's out there, battle us against ourselves. Shit, who decided to park there? That was him, her. That's you versus you. I remember one time I told my girl to fucking park in the next parking spot over because someone was in my parking spot. And sure as shit, they towed her car, and I had to come out of my pocket $300 to go get it. And they went through a whole ordeal. That energy was so rife. I can't even tell you how many energies I went through, full moons and sudden shocks and deaths on the road and run over coyotes and all sorts of things that were sending me signals to let me know that I was supposed to move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. And that's what I feel like as a Taurus bull, that I'm plowing the way. You need to move and get the fuck out my way. Through you, over you, under you. I don't give a fuck. I'm finding a way. That's what I felt like. And I felt like those horns poked a lot of my friends' backs. Have a blessed morning. Where's your big old booty? You know what I'm saying? Shake it all about with the attitude and everything. She gave me the black Ethiopia girl rolled eyes, like I'm gonna shake it out with an attitude. Show, go ahead, do your thing, and I will do mine. And this is the game, and it's a foot, and you got to play it to the hilt. You got to be able to fucking be on your tippy toes all the time. And when we tilt ourselves over and pour ourselves out, now we're not ready for these waves. We've weakened ourselves. It's almost like a metal bending over and over again. It was so strong, but all the bending totally weakened the joints. We need to reinforce our joints. We should be fucking giving ourselves those advantages of those ginkgo bilobas and the fucking lion's mane, or just a really solid diet. You know, a lot of our diet is mental diet, like pumping that shit up. That's been such a transformation for me, to not fist fight my roommate, to not kick in that door and then he would have shot me with a shotgun, to not hit my ex when she was like, "What are you gonna do? Hit me?" Nah, man, not me. Not under anger. You got me fucked up. I'm here to protect myself at all times. I got my hands up, and this is the fight of our lives. Huh? You gonna get knocked down, you gonna get knocked out. I even told my homie when he woke up after being passed out at the park all of a sudden. It was like, "You're in Philadelphia and it was in the 4th round." He said, "What?" I'm like, "That's the city you got knocked out in, bro. That's how fucking disoriented you are. You don't even know what city you're in." Happens to us all. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta ball, y'all. You gotta, what did they say? You gotta ball before you crawl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, crawl before you ball. We gotta get something going. And that's what this morning motivation is all about. Was just like, I was transforming this whole time to visualize with Neville Goddard on a fucking two super flat, super awkward fucking air mattresses that had holes in it. Went and bought another one, so I had 3 air mattresses to keep my back from being on the hard tile of the back room. The coldest room in the whole house, right by the dog crying the whole time. Yeah, man, that was me less than a month ago, actually. And now I'm here with you fine folks on the Titanic, living life in luxury. How is this possible? How did I transform the black Mercedes Benz from back alleys? Because like Neville Goddard spoke to me last night, this is my journey. I've been wishing for this, to be able to speak Finnish and be able to speak Spanish and Portuguese, to be able to go to different destinations and have a place to stay. He's like, "Do you have somebody?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I do." "Do you have friends in Brazil?" Fuck yeah, I do. I just transferred over maybe 10, 15 of them from my personal to my Travel by Saints page. It's what it is. And it's what you believe it. And it's what you keep pumping into your heart and head and mind and soul, and it's gonna fucking achieve it. It's gonna be it. It's like it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, Mr. Anderson. Our willpower is so strong. My friend invited me for a week after I'm done with this place, and then my other friend said I could stay with him, so I got a free place. I just kept believing and not living in the drudgery, not staying. The place it was 250 years old. The dude came out, looked like an ogre. He said he was hungover, and I said, "How many people stay here?" He's like, "I lost count." They wanted me to live in a little hole 2 kilometers from the train. I'm like, fuck all that. Let's double down. Spend 35 euros a day instead of 20 and have my own place so I don't have to bump into people, have my own bathroom, not have to go downstairs, not live in the closet. The fucking train station's right there. Aleppo's 24 hours right below me, and I can do anything I want to do. Including but not up to create NSEC.ai, which is now scraping websites, building sites in seconds, doing social media posting, email campaigns, and I'm unleashing it all on my business. We got guys in India's remaking my thumbnails. We got systems that are editing videos. And I'm coming up with more shirt designs. It's coming. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me. Make you want it, bro. That's the thing I can't do. But what I can do is explain to you the amount of time that I wasted on depression and not in ignition, right? And frustration and not in motion, and in sitting and not doing. And that has made all the difference. That has made the transformation more real. I sit here and I look at this place and I'm like, I earned it. I earned it. I said I wanted to make a business that could earn income so I could travel the world, and I'm doing it. And then I was in Thailand and they said you could stay forever. And I was like, I accomplished it. Why even build anymore if this is it? You know, I have arrived. I got my place. But I have more dreams. I have more ambition. You know, I have wishes that are my mission to come to fruition, to bring it into the real world, to bring it into the real life, to make this the regular thing. Black Mercedes Benz, fancy condos, cool destinations. It's what it is. I am here. I am him. And I am that I am. And that is real. And that's about as cool as it can be. It took me a long time to get here, so I'm going to start enjoying it, especially for my birthday. 2 weeks away, I'm going to enjoy this thing called my life. Instead of fucking being grumpy, my buddy was kind of stressing me out, and I was like, bro, I don't want to relive this. Okay. He kept asking more questions. I was like, bro, you're doing it again. Okay. Don't take me to Dramaville. Take me to Success Island, right? Let's start getting 10,000, 100,000, 100 mil exit plans. Let's get some wealth so that I can lift myself and my friends up. That's what Neville Goddard said. You know, he kept saying, you know, this wealth has been given to you to give to others. And now that I've been humbled by all my disasters, now is when I get my fortune. It wouldn't have never given it to me when I was being cocky, when my ego was out of control, or that I would be frivolous with it. Yes, I still want to go around and DJ in a fucking yacht out there in the fucking water. Hell yeah, thanks for the energy. And play some loud music and get a bunch of beautiful blonde girls and go DJ out in the water in Helsinki. That's still a dream. But it's also to be part business owner with my homie Yoni. And we work so well together, doing electricity and plumbing and all sorts of shit, hanging banners as big as this fucking building. Yeah, bruh. That's what I want in on it. What are you doing in Finland? Hanging out with my friends, building businesses, growing the whole thing internationally. That's it. You know, and it ain't gonna happen unless I'm here. Saw the guy that owns the fucking 3 smoke shops, and he's expanding to 5 already in 2 years since I've seen him, moving to better locations, ordering more for everybody. And guess who's got a pallet of Mike Tyson raps and now Snoop Dogg raps to talk to him about? Do you think he would have answered my phone call? Do you think I would have done it through an email? Or it has to be the first day that I got here face to face, and then going back again, talking to his worker who's now going to translate it in English. Yeah, you might not be able to afford the $80,000, $90,000 pallet, but I got now a fucking mixed pallet of $15,000, and I get to make some moolah on it, and then I just travel some more, pay down my debts, you know, start hitting that 10K a month real quick. I'd like it to start next month. Shit, we can do it. We can start scoring businesses left, right, and straight. And what's better than to do this, than to be in this life, making the most of it and living it. I'm just so impressed. So I'm watching this crane dropping. I don't even know what that is. I was like, sheesh. But that's the morning motivation as the sun rises and the birds fly, you know? It's no lie. I really do see you on the other side. I really am on the other side of the world, and it is really my dream, and I really am wearing my own clothing, and it's really happening. So I'm grateful, man. Transformation is real, and I'm so glad that I put the energy in and the discipline in and the accountability in so that I could have real me back, you know? Not living in lies, not fake relationships, not fake friendships, but real accomplishments, real dreams achieved, and a real life lived. And what else can you ask? So peace and love, and as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. This is Finland. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I am. Keep saying, Chigathon.